Okay, good morning, all of you. My screen is visible. Anybody?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Yeah. Okay, we'll see second module. As we discussed, the first module basics completed, and then we'll move on to second module. It is very important, and then we need to use this module for the project work as well, or any other problem solving, or for all programming part. We need this matrices is very important. Now, in this, we'll see some of the topics. There is a manipulating matrices, matrix mathematics, and then functions. So, like that, a logical index, logical function, three-dimensional array, cell structures are some of the topics we are going to cover in this. And before going to that, matrices, one-dimensional array. Matrices means two-dimensional array, and also we'll discuss multi-dimensional array as well. In that one-dimensional array, this is the thing as a array, we will give this some data. Let it be some values 1, 2, 3, and so on. In that, we need to retrieve that information or how to create that array. Suppose A is one array you want to create. We can add that numbers 1, 2, 3, and so on. We can use this way. This we call it as a one array. And other one is how to retrieve that array value. That is another one. Just a minute. Yeah. So in this, we can see the image. Some values are there inside. Suppose this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. These values we can represent as the index, index 1, index 2, and so on. In the matrix, index will start with 1, whereas in Python, we can start with 0 there. And that is the major difference in that. That's why whenever you want to retrieve that information in array, we can use the index number. Suppose on the first position, in this inside maybe value is 3, let us assume that, and this value is 4, and this may be 5 or something. In that case, how to retrieve that? This is equal to x. Let us assume that x is a one array. Now, if I write x of 1, in this I is replaced with 1, x of 1, whatever value it is there inside, that will be your answer. So in this case, 3 is your answer. Now, if I write x of 2, then that answer will be the 4. So like that, we can able to retrieve that information from the array. Now we can see how to create as array as we discussed in the colon operation in the previous class. I want to generate some numbers. The colon operation already I mentioned, the first value is always starting value. Last value is always ending value. And the middle one is a incremented value. So in this case, what they mention is 10 colon minus 1 colon 1. So what we are expecting by executing this first line itself, start value is 10. So first value is 10. Then incremented by minus 1. So what is the next value? So this is 10. Then next value is 9. Then 8. So like that, 7, 6. How long it will be? Up to 1. So like that final value is 1. So this is the values once if I execute that first line. Then I want some value to retrieve from the x, and I need to assign that value to y. So y is equal to x of 3. So how will you get y is equal to x of 3? That is nothing but a third index value is going to be retrieved. So here 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 10 values are there because 10 to 1 with incremented by minus 1 means we'll get the 10 values. In that I want to retrieve third value. So what is the third value is 3. So x of 3 is nothing but 8. That value I am assigning to y. So therefore our answer is 8. Got this point? So what we need to do is I need to retrieve the information by using index position. Now my answer want to be as a 1. Then what I have to write for that? Anybody? Now
So
I
we can
want,
write either x of 10 or we can x of 10 is equals to 1.
yeah. So my answer is 1 means I have to write x of 10. That index position you have to retrieve. That's the only the way we can retrieve the information. Suppose I want to retrieve this third value. Let it be answer is 3. Then I can write x of 3. So like that, we can able to retrieve that information. This is equal to, if I write x of 3 means 8, x of 6 means 5, and so on so forth, you have to write. So this is the way we can get it. Or some cases, I want to write the, just a minute. I want to write some numbers. Let it be my answer want to be as a 654 like this. Then how will you write the index? Anybody? I need 654 is the answer. This one. Then the again colon operation. You can see x of fifth index 2. This colon will represent 2. Fifth index to seventh index. If I write like this, x of 5 colon 7, then fifth index is 6, sixth index is 5, seventh one is 4. So your answer will be, I can get 6, 5, 4. So I will get like this. So this colon indicate that from this point to this point, you can able to retrieve. So that is the another way to get the in between the answers. So that's why we can see some other. Now, what I wrote in this line, first line as usual, I need to generate the numbers from 10 to 1 because incremented by -1, we'll get that way. And after that, of 794. This is another way to get the values also. What I mentioned in the earlier, you can see here x of 5 colon 7. If I write x of 5 colon 7, your answer will be 6 first value, then 5, then 4. This is your answer. If I write 5 colon 7, because it is a sequence, I can write like that. But I don't want in the sequence number somewhere first value may be something else, other value may be somewhere else, something like that. In that case, sequence is not possible to write the colon operation. You can make use of the index in the different values. Suppose you can see I want third index value, I write the third, then I want ninth one, we can write ninth one, then fourth one, then what is your answer now? Anybody? Tell me the answer now if I write x of 394. Tell me answer anybody?
8277.
827, yeah, correct. So because we are giving as index value, based on that it will retrieve the answer. So it by the way you can give any positions, so automatically that will read. So now you can see this is the way, another way you can see what I did is here. This is a making emitting. Just here you can say that null. You want to delete some portion, you can make it as a null. That is the symbol. We can use it, the square bracket if I use, then automatically that is going to be null. Which values you want to null, make it null, that you can provide in this side. See that 10 to 1, as usual, I generate the numbers. Then some values from index 2 to index 4, I want to delete it. In that case, what I did is x of 2 colon 4. What is x of 2 colon 4? Second index to fourth index, I want to delete it. So now I removed this portion. Then second to fourth is removed, remaining is going to be displayed. Then 10, this is the 10 value. Then this one, all the remaining elements is going to be displayed. So that is the way to operate a single dimensional array. You can see, and there's some inbuilt functions are already available, as I discussed in the first module as well. So ABS means that absolute value in a complex number. Suppose 2 plus 3j. Then what is the absolute value? 2 square plus 3 square root. That will be given result. So x is equal to something 2 plus 3j. Then absolute if you use, then automatically will give the results of that. Like that, some of the inbuilt functions are there while you are operating. It depends on your requirement or application. We can use such kind of inbuilt operation. Now you can see that cumulative sum is there, cumulative product is there, and then flip dimensional is there. You can see here one of the example also I given. Anyhow, I will show you the examples as well. X is 1, 4, produces, I mean, these are the values. You can see X values 1, 4, 2, 5, 3, 6. And then if I write produce dimension X comma 1, then what will happen? It will flip this. So in the downward side onwards, it will make it as a 3, 2, 1, then 6, 5, 4. So like that, it will rearrange. Many operations, mean is there, maximum is there. So if I use max of, suppose for this example, if I use max of x, what can I get? Anybody? In this is x is already available. Now if I write max of x, in bracket x, if I write, the maximum number is going to be displayed, then your answer is 10. So like that, min of that, another one is medium of that, minimum of that, product of x, random number is going to generate 0 to 1, and 1 comma n, what it will have, one row, n number of columns is going to be generated randomly. So whenever if I use rand function, 0 to 1, it is going to be generate random numbers. If I repeat any number of times that function, individual value is going to be generated. So reshape also there, size is there. So these are the some of the parameters we can able to get by make use of the existing standard functions. So sum is there. Suppose x is some array. If I write sum of x, it will sum the all the numbers. So like that, we have many. While you are doing the problems, we can able to see that. Here you can see some of the matrices in a mathematics. I mean, how it is operation is going to be. Now let us assume that A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So in that case, if I enter this value, what we'll get is when you are using as a semicolon here, that is row is going to be ended. If I enter this, A will be getting like this. 1, 2, 3, then 4, 5, 6, then I mean 3, 4, 5, whatever is mentioned here. 3, 4, 5, then 6, 7, 8. So like that, you can able to get that numbers, and you can see the G is equal to what you have 0 to 8. If I given that way, what is your answer? You can see there is already mentioned the answer there. Starting value is what you call it as 0, and then incremented by 2, and ending value is 8. Then start value is 0, you can mention here, and then 2, then 4, then 6 and 8. So like that you will get the answer. Then what I did is here, a into 4, a into v of 1 comma 3. What is will happen if I multiply like this? What is A? A consisting of a 3 by 3 matrix is available. If I multiply 3 by 3 and into 1 by 5, what will happen? 3 by 3 into 1 by 5, what will happen there? Yes. So just if it is a dimensional problem, just a minute, 1 minute. Now, what will happen if I multiply this thing? Because we are directly multiplying, we are trying to multiply 3 cross 3 with 1 cross 5. So that is the reason the problem will arise. It is showing that inner matrix dimensions are not agree. So this is the problem. That is the reason we'll get the error like this. And whereas if I do this way, what we are doing is A multiplied with V of 1 colon 3 dash. This dash indicate the transpose. So if I do the transpose, then what will happen? We can see the 1, 2, 3. So inside is 1, 2, 3. So the dimensions are matched now. 1, 2, 3 is nothing but a first value to third value in the transpose. So this 3 is going to be transposed. So what is the transpose now? 0, then 2, then 4. So you will get this way 0 to 4. This is nothing but a 3 cross 1. And whereas A is nothing but a 3 cross 3. Now 3 cross 3 and multiplied with 3 cross 1. So your results will be 3 cross 1. That's why it will execute. So now we got the answers are like this. This is the way we can able to multiply. Now one important thing is find. Find is the keyword is available in a MATLAB. Suppose X is given some array, some numbers. You can see that 2870623. This is the number. I want to find X greater than 3. So find is given always in the index values. X greater than 3, wherever X is more than 3, that index values is going to be retrieved. Now we can see the index values are 1, this is 2, then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So these are the index values. Now wherever X is greater than 3, that positions is going to be retrieved. This is not the values. Remember, find will give only the index values. Now we can see second position is 8. So it is a greater than 3. That's why it is showing second position. Then 7. So it is also greater than 3, third position. And so on. This is the fifth position where it is a greater than 3. So now what we have is 2, 3, 5. These are all the index positions uh, in the X. But now I want to find the actual values, which is X is greater than 3. In that case, now we know the index position as per previous logic. X of 2 will give that value, X of 3 will give that value like that. So now, as you know that X of 1, if I write X of 1, what it will give? Suppose if I write X of 1, that is nothing but answer is 2. You will get the 2 value is answer. And X of 2, that is equal to 8 is your answer. Like that, you know how to retrieve the values from the array. But the thing is, I don't want all values. What I want is, I want to retrieve the when X is greater than 8. So greater than 3, let us assume. So find you have to use to get the index positions. After that, except this will get the actual values. That is the difference. Now straight away one I can write X of find X greater than 3. So that will give directly as a answers. So wherever the value is more than 3, automatically that values is going to be retrieved. Because in this, suppose in our class, some marks, some exam marks I want to retrieve, those getting more than 90. Then X array consisting of all the students' marks. Now, how to get that instead of manual observation? If I write one single statement, marks is equal to something. If I represented in a array all the marks, and now I can write marks of find marks greater than 90, then automatically that marks is going to be displayed. So that is the two ways. One, you have to find the index position. Other way is you can able to retrieve that information. For finding the index positions are X greater than 3, or find is a keyword to get that operation. Then it will give the indices. then X of that index positions will give the values. So this is the simple way, because we need to use this type of things in many other cases. Now we'll move on to two-dimensional array. As you know that one-dimensional array, it is only the array. Directly one row it will be there. And then another one, we have to make use of, there is a two-dimensional array. In this case, is directly as a matrix. So what is the matrix? We have number of rows and number of columns. But here the positions means how to represent inside. First one is always row, second one is always column. That is the H is a row and W is a column. Just like that, you can generate your matrix also, any value. Suppose you are already having a matrix and how to retrieve that information. In a matrix, this is the way X is a matrix. I want to retrieve some value. We can represent row and column number. So first one is always row by default. Second one is always column. So now what is the answer if I execute? X is something, this is the matrix available, let us assume. And X of 3 comma 4. So what is X of 3 comma 4? Anybody, what meaning of X of 3 comma 4?
So it means third row and fourth column element.
Yeah, that is the way. So we can see that the third row, this is row also you can see start with 1. Here is 1, second row, third row, fourth row, and fifth row. So third row and column also 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So corresponding value is your answer. If I write X of suppose 3 comma 4, I can get it as a 21 is your answer. Or you can see this way. Now in this case, X of 1 colon 3 comma 4. Before comma, I already mentioned you that row. So first value is always row. Second value is always column. Now what is the first value they represented? 1 colon 3, meaning is 1 to 3. So 1 to 3 rows of fourth column is your answer. Now you can see first row, second row, third row, and then what is the column mentioned? Fourth column. So this is your fourth column. Therefore, your answer is 4, 10, 21 is your answer. Now the question is, I want only these two answers, 21 and 2. These two is my requirement. Then what is the statement I want to write? Anybody tell me if this is X is a vector.
5 comma 2 is to 3.
Now we have to write X of which row it is? 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth row. So we have to write 5, comma. Then these two values related to which column? Second and third. So therefore 2 to 2 colon 3. This is your answer. So like that, this is only very important retrieval of this. Now all of you write the answer in chat box. I want to display this portion. 3, 21, 8, 21. So what is your answer? I mean, how to write the code for this retrieval of 3, 21, 8, 21. All of you write in chat box. I will check it. Anybody? So you have to represent row and column. That's it. So this row is fourth to fifth row. So I can write X of 4 colon 5. That is a row wise. And what is column I have to write? These two columns. That is a 1 colon 2. That is your answer. Over. 4 colon 5 comma 1 colon 2. That will give your answer will be 3, 21, 8, 21. So like that, you yourself you imagine I need these values. Let it be, let assume this one, this portion alone. Then what is your code? So x of 4 colon 5, then 2 colon 5. That will give this answer. So like that, I will show you some also. Now we can see here, A is some matrix I given, that is a 3 by 3. If I display of A or directly enter A, that will give matrix 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And here the other way is there. If I write A of 1, your answer is 1. And A of 2, why your answer is 4, why not 2? Anybody? This matrix, we can able to retrieve the information in terms of row and column wise, or directly we have one alternate option simply by mentioning only one value. This is the way to represent only one value in the count wise. Now, in a matrix, index count is always column wise. This is the first index 1, index 2, index 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, if you are not writing in the fashion of row and column, you want to write only in the index, then in that case, we can easily represent only index numbering. You can see x of 1 will give the first one, x of 2, this is the second index value. If I write x of 3 will give 7, and x of 4 means 2 will get. But here also what I want is 5 to 8. Then you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth index means 5 value, and then 8, then 3, then 6. So this is the way we can able to get our index positions. So 5 to 8 will give the index position, then automatically you can able to get our answer. Or total 9 is there. Now if I write A of 9, automatically we'll get the value is equal to 9, because there also value is 9 is there, like that. This is the two ways. One way is if I mention row and column, that portion is going to be retrieved. And other way is if I mention only index, but index count is as per in the one dimensional array, index count is always in the only one row is there, that 1, 2, 3 like that. But it is a matrix, the two dimensional array, index number is always in the column wise. That you must remember. Now, there is a y is equal to something I given, x is equal to some statement is mentioned. What is the result if I execute first one? Y is equal to zeros 3 comma 3. What is meaning of that? Y is equal to zeros 3 comma 3 means I already mentioned you in the matrix case. First one is always row, second one is always column. Means 3 rows, 3 columns. I need only zeros. This is available in a matrix. I mean, in MATLAB, zeros and ones. So therefore, all zeros, 3 rows and 3 column, your answer will be like this, 0, 0, 0, and so on. We'll get it as a 3 rows and 3 columns. And other one, x is equal to ones, 2 comma 2. What is meaning is 2 rows and 2 columns will get only ones. So this is the case. Y is this one, x is this one. Then if I try to equate it, it will not be replaced, because this is a 3 by 3 matrix. This one is a 2 by 2 matrix. We cannot equate that. So that is the case. We can easily generate some empty matrices as well as only zeros or only ones. That way also is possible. Now we can see what will happen if I do this way. Some matrices are already available, only zeros, and other matrix only ones are there. Some portion I want to assign. In that case, As per first line execution, we'll get the Y matrix with 3 by 3 zeros. All elements are zeros, 3 by 3. And if I execute X is equal to ones of 2 by 2, then automatically we'll get it as a only ones. Now, if I directly assign is different, but some portion is want to replace zeros by ones. Then what I want to take it is X is 2 by 2 matrix. Only in a Y 2 by 2 matrix, some portion I have to replace. For that case, how to get the 2 by 2? 1 colon 2. What is meaning of 1 colon 2? First row to second row means this row and this row of what is column? Two columns, first column and second column. This is a first column, this is a second column. So what is this total order of the matrix is 2 by 2. That is equal to X. So X is already there 2 by 2 only. So automatically that portion is going to be replaced with X. So then your results will be, you can see this portion is to X, element remaining is as usual. Like that, we can able to do using index to 2 by 2 matrix. Now we can see what will happen if I try to do this way. Y is 3 by 3 matrix, only zeros. Now we have all zeros in 2 by 2. Now X is only one element, let it be as a 4. But what I am trying to do is that X I am assigning to some 2 by 2 matrix. That's why its order is mismatched. It will not work out. So X is only one element. That should not be. Suppose some portion, if the dimensions are matched, then we can easily assign. And what is happening here results? Why it is happening like this? Because we are overwriting total X to Y. That's why X may be 2 by 2 matrix, Y may be 5 by 5 matrix, but I am replacing just Y is equal to X I am assigning. So now no more Y, it is going to be replaced with the X elements. That's why only once we are getting. Now once of 2 by 2 means this X elements simply are replaced with Y. Whatever may be the Y, but I'm not taking some portion to replace. While I'm taking some portion, the dimension must match. Otherwise, we are simply overwriting that Y is equal to X. So whatever X value is there, I replace with Y. And now there is a some commands are already available. Like I mentioned in the previous slide, zeros M comma N means that M rows, N columns, only zeros. And other one is there, once is there, M rows and N columns, only once will be there. EYE is a another command used to create the matrix only, but the special values. So only it will represent the diagonal elements. So that way we can able to represent that. That also I will show you. M rows and n column always in a matrix fashion. First element is row and second element is column only. And we can see EYE of 3. So suppose I want to generate, ideal matrix, dimensional matrix. You can see the diagonal elements only once. In that case, if I specify identity matrix of 3, EYE of 3, 3 by 3 matrix, only the identity matrix. This diagonal elements will be ones. Because if you want to enter 100 by 100 the identity matrix, it will take time. That's why what we will do is EYE of 100. If I give that way, automatically one matrix will be created. All the diagonal elements are ones, rest will be as a zero. So that is the command you can use EYE here. Now we can see some examples. A colon will refer to the elements of vector X. It may be any name for that. Rows are a column vector. In that all elements is going to be column, one column. And you can see here X is given. Whatever if I enter this X elements will be there. I'm going to Y. I'm assigning to Y 3 to 6. That means third index to sixth index values is going to assign to Y. Third one is 5, up to sixth one is a 45. This portion is going to be assigned. Like that we can assignment. Now it is already mentioned the colon. What is meaning of colon? In this, suppose A of n comma m or n comma m anything, or 2 comma 3 or 4 comma 5, like that, 4 rows and 5 columns. Suppose if I write like this, yeah, x of something 2 comma 3. What is meaning is second row and third column. This is the meaning. But otherwise also, if I write colon x of colon comma 3, then what is this meaning is colon indicate row side is there. Wherever if you put colon, whether it is a row side or a column side, that meaning is all. Simply if I write colon, that is nothing but a all. So what it means is all rows and nth column. So that is the meaning of colon comma n. It refers to the all rows and then column n in a matrix A. Similarly, otherwise also you can see n comma colon. So n row, that is the row wise only nth row, and colon is nothing but a all columns. So all columns and only nth row. Similarly, you can see what is meaning of colon comma m comma n meaning is all rows from mth column to nth column. That is the way we can easily retrieve, and vice versa as well. Mth row to nth row to all columns. So this one is column side is colon means all columns. Row side colon means all rows. And in between, if I mention 3 colon 4 or something, or 3 colon 10 and something, that third row side means third row to 10th row. Or column side 3 colon 10 means third column to 10th column. So that is the simplest way. Now we can see how we are representing y of 1 comma 2 colon 3. So first row, second column to third column. We are trying to assign this. So why it is getting error? Anybody? If I write this statement, you will get the error. What is the problem? Y is 3 by 3 matrix, x is 3 by 3 matrix. But if I try to assign that value, we will get the error. Problem is 1 comma 2 colon 3, first row, second column to third column, that is equal to 1 to 2 and 2 to 3. So this is nothing but a 1 to 2 is nothing but a first row and second row, and 2 to 3 in the sense second column to third column. This dimension is 2 by 2. This dimension is a 1 by 2. That's why it is subscripted assignment dimensions mismatch. So that is the problem. If it is same, then it will replace. Otherwise, error will come. Now, other things simple. Now you maybe understand that how to represent that. Now this symbol indicate that you have to delete that portion. What I am doing is y is 3 by 3 matrix, and then if I use some portion is something null, then what is portion? Second row of all column. This is the second row of all column in the sense 4, 5, 6. So this portion is going to be deleted. Then only left out portion is your result. Now your answer is 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. Because in middle, whatever I wrote, to second row of all columns, then automatically you are going to delete that row. And otherwise you can see this thing, what is happening in the second example. Yeah. So here all rows 1 to 3 is going to be null. That means all rows of second column and third column is going to be deleted. So now you can see y is this one. Suppose y is this one, and then first column deleted, this one, then third column is deleted. So now you can see first and then third column is deleted. The remaining is 2, 5, 8. So that is your answer. So like that, why I'm telling this in our problems when we are doing something in the real programming part, some cases we need to operate such kind of data. We have to delete or you have to use it, you have to replace it or you have to retrieve. And after retrieving, you have to do some calculation. Like that, we have to do keep on some calculation parts. That is the reason we want to know how to retrieve and how to manipulate, how to add and so on. Now, other keyword is a size. So size is different, length is different. So here, find the size of the matrix because you are giving some values or some data and I want to know what is your size of the matrix. In the size is always will give the row and column. If I use size of x, so how many rows and how many columns? In this case, 2 rows and 3 columns. That is the size. If I go for length, that count is going to be mentioned the length of that. Now another one, find the matrix in each column. So there is a max is there. I already mentioned some keyword max of x. So max of x represents what is the maximum value in the particular column. Now we can see x is this one already available x. In that max of x is nothing but a in the first column what is the maximum value, in the second column, what is the maximum value? Third column, what is the maximum value? So that way, we can easily identify what is the max of x. The first column is 7, and second column is 8, third column is 9. Then your answer is 7, 8, 9. But in that matrix, totally I want which one is the highest. So then again, you can use matrix of this. So now max of x, that will give only one value throughout the matrix, which one is the maximum value. So that way we can easily identify maximum value in a matrix. Only if I apply one maximum value of x, the column wise maximum values will get. And after that, we can able to get total maximum value. Max of x will give you total value. And again, you can see find x greater than 5, already I mentioned. This will give index. Wherever the value is greater than 5, that index positions. Now, you must know that what is our index position order. Order is always in the column wise, as I mentioned. It's not a row wise. You must be aware that column wise index position, that positions will get it as index. Now x of index will give the result of wherever the maximum value is there greater than 5. Or directly one step we can write x of find x greater than 5 will give the result. And otherwise also you first find the index and then x of index will return the same answer. Two steps if I write, we will get index position, then index of that will give the answer, or directly you can mention that. And operators already known to you. Addition means you can use plus, then multiplication, then division, power you have to use, conjugate, transpose, you can make it as a, then dot. What is meaning of dot in star symbol? Element by element multiplication, then dot slash element by element division, dot power element by element power, and transpose. So like that, dot operations already known to you, and some the relational logical operators already we discussed in the module 1. Equal means you have to use double equal symbol. and not equal, less than, greater than, all this is already known to you. These are some of the symbols. Now, if anything you want to operate arithmetic operation, x is given some matrix, y is equal to x minus 1. Each element is going to be subtracted by -1. And another one is we can able to get x is equal to x plus 1. And then each element we can able to subtract by -2. A is equal to a minus 2. A is matrix, and then plus 2 or -2, something like that. We can able to operate individually, because here what I'm doing is arithmetic operation or logical operations will give the either plus or a -1 in that fashion. But some cases we want to do multiplication as well. In that case, we can see that dimensions must match. Otherwise, it will throw the error. But when you are using as a only the -1 or -2, something by element is going to be subtracted that fashion. And you can see that what is happening here, a into 2. What is the a multiplied 2 means each element of a multiplied by 2. So therefore 1 into 2, then 2 into 2, 3 into 2, like that. So we'll get that. But division also each element by 3. And here you can see what is the problem. There is a, if I use a power 2 and a dot power 2, what is the difference? Anybody? If I'm not using dot, what will happen? If I use dot, what will happen? Both cases it will execute, no doubt. But why the results are different? Anybody can answer this question? No answer?
Sir, dot is used to execute element by element, sir. And
Yeah.
the colon is used to uh, multiply the row with columns, sir. Row of one
Yeah,
matrix
that
with
is the
column.
different. Yes, correct. It is. So a power 2 indicate that a into a, because it is a square, no, a into a. If I, because a matrix is again multiplied with a matrix, normal multiplication will happen and we'll get the result is like this. And if I use dot power 2 means 1 square, 2 square, 3 square, like that. So that is the difference between the dot. So the dot is always element by element. And you can see again this case A into B and A dot B. So A into B means A matrix is 3 by 3, B matrix is 3 by 3. It will multiply directly A by A into B. That is normal multiplication. Means A of first row is multiplied with B of first column. Like that we'll get the answer. But dot means A dot into B, meaning is directly element by element multiplication is going to be happen. Like this, it is going to be multiplied. So that is the major important of dot. But if I do a by b here, the dimensions will mismatch, and a dot b means again the element by element. Like this, the operation. Now the question you can see, what they're asking is, write the command subtracts 1 from all the values of y that larger than 4 and store back into y only. Then how to solve this problem? You can see the question you try to understand. Wherever y element is having more than 4, you have to subtract 1. That's it. For that, it is the given y is what? First identify the given y. 1, 3. You can see 1, 3, then 5. Other one is second row, because colon ended means row ended. Then 2, then 5, then 8. This is the given data. In that, what they are asking, wherever the element is more than 4, you subtract 1. So first you identify manually where it is more than 4. This one is more than 4. This one, this one. So these three elements I need to subtract 1. Then first we need to identify, for that case find is one keyword is available. Find y greater than 4. And we have to replace, or you have to assign to same y only. We don't want to change anything. In a y only I have to subtract. In that case, we'll see the first y greater than 4. Find y greater than 4. What is the result only for inside bracket? Up to this. Find y greater than 4. What is your result? Only within a bracket if I execute this portion alone separately. This portion will give only the index position. So which index position? You can see the one, I have to write again, 1, 3, 5, then 2, 5, 8. So in that, index is always in column wise. I told you 1, this is the first index, second index, third index, and fourth index, fifth and sixth. So this is the index position. So fourth index is 1, then fifth index, then sixth index. So these are the index positions. So now only inside if I execute, then 4, 5, 6 is index position. Then y of 4 is what? Y of 4, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Y of 4 is 5. Then y of 5 is 5. Then this is 6, 8. So inside 5, 5, 8. Then I subtracted minus 1. Then minus 1 will come 5 minus 1, 5 minus 1, 8 minus 1. This is the answer. Where it has to go? This position. That's why y, find y greater than 4 is replaced with y, the find y greater than 4 minus 1. So this is single step. So what I am giving to explain you is, this is the statement to solve the above problem. But what is happening inside to execute that, I wrote the step by step inside problem. First this portion, that is 1. Then y of this will get this and subtracted minus 1. The result is this. That is going to be assigned to this. That's what we are getting as answer. Now we can check the answer. Wherever more than 4 is there, I am subtracting 1. The results is displayed there itself. Now, other one, can the scalar multiplication, price is given and new price is equal to existing price multiplied by 2. Then each element multiplied by 2 will get the first matrix. And other one, price is there, quantity is there. Then you just want to multiply price into quantity directly. You can make use of price into quantity, it will give. And other one, price and quantity, but you cannot multiply as you normal multiplication, because quantity, based on the quantity, that price is going to multiply. This one 2 into 4, like that. If quantity is 0, automatically price also will be 0. In that case, element by element operation is required. That is the reason I made it as a dot into symbol. So otherwise what will happen? The dimension anyhow it is not matched. It will throw error. But our intention is quantity multiplied with price. That's why we can make use of dot notation. And now you can see, I want to make use of all elements in a one column. You can see that colon comma 1, that row ended, then again colon comma 2, colon comma 3, like that. So these are all what you need to do is you have to type this in the command window. You have to open the MATLAB and type in command window. Then only you can able to understand what is happening by changing these numbers. Then what will happen the result side. So like that, we have to do many more. Now you can see, solve this problem. What is the problem? All of you read this. If you are able to solve this, then your find logic, all these things is over. The question is, there is a input data is given. One is a vacation days, number of vacation days, and salary. These are the two input data they have given in a problem itself. But the logic in this is, you can see vacation days. Each column represents the number of vacation days as an employee took in the last 3 months. This is the month 1, month 2, month 3. This is employee 1, employee 2, employee 3, employee 4. And the thing is, salary of each column represent the employee salary in the last 3 months. Again, employee 1, employee 2, employee 3, employee 4. In the first month, second month, third month salary is mentioned. What based on the data, salary has to be updated. If employees took less than 3 days of vacation, you have to give some bonus, 10% of bonus. So what need to identify? First, manually you think the problem is what? Suppose 4 employees are there. Based on the past 3-month data, the management want to give bonus for not to all, those who took the vacation less than 3 days. Less than 3 days, existing salary plus 10% of bonus. Now, only one direct statement to solve the problem. How to do that? Anybody write this code and post it in chat box. What is identification I need to do? First thing, I have to identify which employee in which month he took less than 3 days of vacation. For them, the salary has to be existing salary multiplied with 1.1 or 10% bonus. That is only the way we have to give the bonus. The first identification is what? Anybody identified? But are manually first identify. Employee 1, how many months he will get the bonus? Automatically, he took only one vacation in the first month, then the second, third month he did not, and he will get the bonus for all the 3 months. And this guy, second employee, first month, let it be 5 days, so you won't get bonus. But the second month and third month, you will get the bonus. And this guy, only second month will get. And this guy, only first month will get. So that is the identification. So for that, what is the single statement to identify vacation days? That is a matrix available. Find greater than 3. Then it will give you the index. That index of not in a vacation place, I want salaries place. So salaries of that vacation find greater than 3, that positions will identify, and salary, that position, salary of that, if we start multiplied with 1.1, then automatically that index position is replaced with 10% bonus. You can see only one direct statement is sufficient to execute the total problem. You can see first vacation days, we need to not greater than, less than they asked me, less than 3 only they have to give the bonus. That's why vacation days is a matrix, less than 3, find. What find will give? Positions. Positions in a salaries we need to update. That's why salary matrix. Salaries, bracket start, find vacation days less than 3. For them, we have to give the bonus 10%. So existing is 100, whatever existing salary multiplied with 10%, in the sense 1.1. So for them, the salary is going to be updated. This is the single statement is sufficient. Or line by line, you want to identify. First line is vacation days less than 3. Find will give the index position. That index positions of salaries, if we go, then salaries of index position multiplied by 10% means 110 by 100. That will give 1.1 only and display the salary. That's pieces of code also you can write, or straight away we can give salaries of find vacation days less than 3, for them you have to multiply 1.9. That is the solution. So now you may be known this x is given, and how to transpose the dash will give the transpose of that. And here also y is equal to x of 2 comma 3 second row and third column, and x of 3 comma colon third row of all column, x of colon comma 2 all rows of second column. Like that we can able to get it. This already we mentioned few rows m comma n, meaning is m rows n columns only zeros, and m comma n ones of m comma n, m rows n columns of only ones. And you can see rand m comma n. What is meaning of rand? Random number is going to generate that many rows and that many columns. Now example for that is rand 1 comma 3. Random means always generate without specifying anything. If I write rand, it will generate random number 0 to 1 only. But how many columns, how many rows, you can specify it. But still, I want to generate random numbers minimum to maximum. That also we can specify using that some you can see the quotation is minimum plus rand of 1 comma 3 into max minus min. It will give will get the between maximum to minimum values or minimum to maximum values random generation. In this case, what I'm writing is rand 1 comma 3 randomly need to generate one row and three columns between 0 to 1. By default is always 0 to 1. In this, you can see one row. This is the one row and three columns. Therefore, three elements is generated. Now we can see x of zeros 1 comma 3, ones of 1 comma 2 in the sense one row, three columns, only zeros it is generating, and ones are one row and two columns, 1 1. This is the way. And subscription y of x of 2, so y of 3, and this syntax is already known simply. And the element division, all these things also known to you. And you can see B is each element I made a semicolon. What is meaning in that? Row ended. So that's why all elements are in column. And line space already mentioned you. If any line space, if I use 0, first value is starting value, second value is ending value, and third value is the how many numbers you want to. Even if for that case 100 is not mentioned also, by default it will be 100 value. Line space 0 comma 1 and close the bracket, that will give 0 to 1. Between 0 to 1 will generate the 100 value. But if you want only 10 values, 20 values, 1000 values, that number has to be specified. And this is the example of whose also we can use it to identify the sizes, all these things. And this one A is mentioned. If I type that column separated by space or colon, just you can give the space is sufficient. And this is identification of retrieval of the information. Colon is already known. And 1 by 0, that by default it will give the result is INF, so infinity, so that by division. And whenever if I use pi, because inbuilt operation already there, pi you cannot use as a variable name. If I type pi, that will give the results value of pi value. And I or j, if I type 0 plus j, or because 1 plus 3j or 1 plus 2j or anything, that is a complex number, you can specify this way. Some useful built-in function, sorting is there, ranking is there, and then eigenvalues are there, eigenvectors are there. So all these are inbuilt is there is advantage. Normally, some value is there. A is a matrix, and INV of A by default it will give the inverse of the matrix. And determinant of A, the default A is going to be determined. Sort of A, that is ascending order or a descending order. You have to specify rank of A, maximum of A, and EIG of A eigenvalues. So all these things are already inbuilt keywords is there. Simply you use the keyword We can easily get it as eigenvalues and eigenvectors and all. That is all keywords are available. Now, what I mentioned is a rand. And this is the syntax to generate minimum to maximum or between the values. Now we can see how we are going to generate a random value. Suppose in generating station, generator is there, power plant. The each generator they may specify minimum value and maximum value of the generation. Or you can say that should not operate the generator below the minimum value or should not operate the generator above the maximum value. For that, I want to generate random generation. Suppose for our all optimization algorithms and all, we may be required that. In that case, we just generate the random value. What we want to do is between minimum to maximum, we can easily specify that A is a one minimum value, B is a maximum value. I want to generate A to B some numbers. In that case, minimum value is start with min plus rand into maximum minus minimum. This is the syntax to generate one value. But what is the different first A and second one? In the first case, rand only I used, I am not specify any number of rows and number of columns. But whereas what I did is second row, what I mentioned 2 comma 3. What is meaning of 2 comma 3? Random values between A to B and 2 rows and 3 columns. But first statement, if I execute, only one value is going to be generated. How that will be generated? Suppose I want to generate A is 2, let us assume that A value is 2 and B value is 3. Then the execution will be like this. A is 2 plus rand. What is the value will generate here? Rand alone, 0 to 1, one random value it will be generated. Let it be that is 0.43 or something, anything randomly between 0 to 1. If I run once again, that random value is going to be changed. It may be 0.2 or 0.74 or 0.93 or anything. That is random value multiplied with what is this? Maximum is 3, minimum is 2, multiplied with 3 minus 2, that will be 1. This is the case. The results will be getting here by executing this line like that. But whereas second one, what is happening? Same thing only, but each case, one random value will be generated like that, 3 rows and 3 column. I see that all values are within the limits. What are the all values? In this case, I taken, second row taken as a minimum value is 3, maximum value is 4. So 3 to 4 only available. Any element you can check it. It should not be less than 3. It should not be greater than 4. That's why you can see this value is always between minimum to maximum. So this is very important for our future programming part. Now, other rand functions you can see. Rand alone, what is giving the result? Some any value between 0 to 1. And the second line, rand 1 comma n. So here I mentioned rand of 1 comma 5. One row, 5 elements. Elements are one, it's not second row, it is a continuation only, no space. That's why I wrote here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But what is the thing? All elements you check it, it is only 0 to 1 only. And if I mention rand of 3, what is meaning here? All elements 0 to 1 only, but if I'm not mention row and column, only if I mention n, some 3 or 4 or 5 or something, that will give n by n matrix. That means 3 by 3 matrix with 0 to 1. Again, you can check it. This is a 3 by 3 matrix. All elements are 0 to 1. And other one, rand 2 comma 3. 2 rows and 3 columns. It will generate only random number 0 to 1. So now you can see that one row, second row, and columns are 1, 2, 3. So therefore, 2 rows and 3 columns, this will give only 0 to 1. So like that, there is a different function. Now, how to solve the equations? Solving equation in a MATLAB, suppose Of course, this is small thing, we can easily calculate manually. 2x minus 3 is equal to 0. What is the x? Or roots of that. In that case, you can see that p of x is equal to 2x minus 3, and coefficients you can write 2 and minus 3. Roots of p will give the root. Because this is a one root, we'll get it directly. Now we'll go here. 5x square plus 3x minus 4. I want to find the roots. Simply, you can mention as a coefficients and write it roots of that will give the direct root. One keyword is available in a MATLAB roots. Of course, it is the two roots, but if we go for some 10x power 20 and plus 2x power 20, 19 plus and so on and so forth, for that you have to solving roots and all manual. It is a very difficult. That's why again you write a coefficient. But the thing is, while you are writing the coefficients, if any coefficient is missing, you must specify there is a 0. Otherwise, the order of the matrix, equation is going to be changed. That's why if x cube is there and x square is not there, and you write that second coefficient must be 0. Like that you have to write. Now you can see this thing. X power 5, x power 5, minus 3x power 4, and so on. And here one thing is you can check it. Fifth coefficient is there, 4 is there, 3 is there, 2. But constant x power 1 is missing. That's why there you have to make it as a 0. Now we can see that 5 minus 3 minus 5, 1, 0, minus. So this point we have to represent as a 0. And roots of p, we'll get it as a all these things. So that is the different to get any number of roots. If complex roots are there, automatically it will generate the complex roots as well. No, that is one thing. And solving the equations, linear algebraic equation. So x minus 3y is equal to 5 and 4x plus 6y is equal to 3. I want to find what is x value and what is y value. To solve that, what we need to do is, this is the equation we have to follow. Ax is equal to b. First, you have to write the A matrix. Now we'll get the A matrix coefficients only. X coefficient is 1, and there is a minus 3, and then 4, then 6. This is the A, and x is anyhow x and y, and B matrix that is equal to constants of that is a 5 and 3. Now what is the solution of x? X is equal to b, no? X is equal to inverse of A, inverse I mentioned in the previous slide, I and b of A, that multiplied with b, that's it. You will get the x. So two values, x vector consisting of 2 rows and 1 column. The x of 1 will give the x value, x of 2 will give the y value. So like that we can easily solve. Now you can see A coefficient is given, B coefficient is given, x is equal to, what we have is something inverse of A into B, that will give as the answer. Or I already mentioned backlash. So we backlash, what we'll do is that slash will be A by B. If I write, it will take it as a B by A. That's why without inverse of that also straight away you can write that. So that is the way we can able to get it. What is the variation of code? You can see either you can take it as inverse, or you can take it as a only A by B notation. Now you can see the backlash operation. Just you will write A by B only. Automatically the calculation part it will take as a B by A without writing inverse. Now how to solve this? Anybody? What you have to do is, first you have to represent one A matrix. What is the order of A matrix? 5 by 5. So A will give 5 by 5. Directly A is equal to, you can mention the matrix, or instead of matrix fashion, you can write contiguous values and by using as a semicolon. First row 2, minus 4, then minus 1, then 3, then minus 1. Make it as a semicolon. Start with the second row, 1, 1, minus 2, then 1, 2, 3, 4 is there, not there. That's why make it to 0 and 1. Then semicolon, and then minus 1, -3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3 is there, not 0, then 4, then 3. Like that, you can write the A matrix. Then B matrix, constants only. How to write the B matrix? 3, semicolon, then 6, semicolon, then -4, then 1, then 5, like that. So you can give the B as well. Now directly you can go for as why I use semicolon, it is row ended. Then directly you can use either of that. I already mentioned, take it as a inverse of A into B, you can write it, or A backslash by B. That way also you can write. Now you'll see the problem simple. How you can is how to find x is range is 0 to 1.1 with increment of 0.1, and you have to find f of x and then report the x value. What is the maximum of that? It is very simple problem. What we want to do is, our intention is, x values are known to you 0 to 1 and incremented by 0.1. That means first value is 0, then 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, and so on up to 1. I want to find what is f of x if x is equal to 0, and x is 0.1, what is f of x, x is 0.2, what is f of x, like that. And you have to report it what value of x, f of x will give the maximum. That is the problem. For that, two ways are there. Either you can use the looping, or you can go for other while loop also is possible. You can see that without using loop and with using loop, we can use first statement is known to you. X is equal to 0 to 0.1 to 1, that is already mentioned. What is happening here? Each value of x, we are retrieving the y function. In that, x is 0, 0.1, 0.2 up to 1. That is first line. And how many values are there? You want to retrieve that, you can easily calculate length of x, means that will give total number. Therefore, 1 to total number. Each value, 1 is taken, 2 is taken, and so on. That will get. And f of y is equal to x dot. Why I use dot here? Each value of x, I have to calculate the y. That's why dot I used. And index is equal to 1. Why this index position I used is here? Because the question is at what value of x it retrieve f of x is maximum. For that, 1, 2, 3, it is keep on substituting somewhere we are getting as a maximum, but what is the index position? What is that actual value? For that reason, I start with index 1. F of index 1 mean first value is less than maximum of f. You know what is the max of f, because we already calculated f value here. Max of f will retrieve the value directly. Then we have to consider the comparison here. F index 1, whether it is a maximum or not, index 2 maximum or not, and so on. You are keep on updating the index. If not updating, this loop will not never end. That is the reason index is equal to index plus 1. First index is 1, and we'll check that f of first value, whether it is a maximum or not. If not, what will happen? We will come out of that. So loop has to be less than I mentioned. So that's why obviously first value is not a maximum value. It index position will increase to second, then second value it will check, then third value it will check, and keep on checking all the values. Somewhere, some value it will be maximum of that. That value is going to be our answer. So that's what. And here I display. I already mentioned there in number 2 string. So because that number value is there, you have to convert it into string and it has to be display the value. Or otherwise also, this is the case directly you are giving that, and maximum is representing maximum of f. That maximum index position will get it here. That maximum number is going to be displayed. There is other way also you can write. Now you can see this problem. All of you read this problem. And again, it is very simple logic only. The thing is, two friends are there, A and B, let us assume that. First friend salary is 1 unit. It may be any number. You want to take it some salary, thousands also you can take it. But just for example, I taken as 1 unit. or it may be 1 value, let us assume that. And second person is a 1.2, means the B salary is more than A salary. But because of that reason, the increment is changed. The first A salary is 1 unit, that's why you will get the increment is 6%. And B salary initial stage is high salary 1.25. That's why his increment is 2%. The question is, when A salary is greater than B, in which year it is going to be increases? For that, we can see the code. Simple. Salary A means first person salary is 1, second person salary is 1.2. Now I am using as a while. I have to identify in which year he will cross B, because A is less now. After some point of time, he will cross to B because of his increment difference. A increment is something what is mentioned 6%, B increment is only 2%. That is the reason some point of some years he will cross the salary. That's what, while salary A is less than B. It is true only, no, initially, because obviously A is 1 and B is 1.25. That's why it is true. Then we'll go for next year calculation, means after 1 year completed, the A will get this much salary, B will get this much salary. That number of years is incremented here. Then it go back again, second year calculation, salary will check it, and third year and fourth year and so on continuously will check. Somewhere A salary will be more than B salary, means that the loop will be terminated, because it is a false. Then come out, it will be display the salaries of A and B, and N is your which year, that seventh year is going to be changed. So like that, you try some more problems and we can practice later. So now we'll stop here and we'll see in the next class. Only thing is, you have to practice these problems in MATLAB command window. All CBIT students having as a free download facility. Once if we make use of your official mail ID, automatically it will download latest version of MATLAB, and try to practice. If you know not having system or laptop, whenever it is free, labs are free, you go there and practice this. Then only it is useful. Now I will stop this today. If you have any doubt, you can ask me, otherwise you can leave.
Sir, can you share these notes to us like for reference?
That will do it after this course is over. But I will share the test book, whatever I explained. This is from the test book only. Directly I will share to you the test book.
Thank you, sir.
Many people are not join in time. I will check the duration of joining and leaving. If the duration is more than 1 hour only, I will consider as a attendance.
So tomorrow